ya transfer for yedi enkoma hodo na Minister of Information ye ma me Fatima Abubakar na ode nsema do e de tudwa e de fa eye enkofa hodo mo kika se ye ma me eye Mavis Hawa Koomson eye Minister for eye Fishery and Aquaculture eye ye ma me abasobodi ananu ada yewra nana danko akufado national awards anu ode ma mpanimfo hodo a omo afisi oba ba mu nyina mbeboa no ne ade wo Ghana anu se a omo deserve se ebo mabaso nyina no na obobo mu nyina abaso na ye ma me eye Mavis Hawa Koomson so ya ade se ye bo na baso bi ewo eye sa kwan ne so na madwuma hodo a wo ye eye ewo eye dibira yewra nana danko akufado ede ma ne nkofo hodo na eka se ye ma me Mavis Hawa Koomson no deserve se ye ma ne sa eye abodi no enso so ebi na nam so ama ye ma me eye Fatima Abubakar di tu ye no chese woni safo no eye adwena enye de bia da san se ye ma Mavis Hawa Koomson ba bia asoye ayewra nana danko akufado de ne koto ye anu wo hwehwe se eye esuomu namu ye ne ade betimi akwa animu no ne nyina na ade se ye ma metimi bo modin ye adwumani se ne se pepepe anya asem ke 20 se ye bona baso a wo deserve se ye bona baso e wo sa akwa no so no kire odi tu ya no kire se wono mo ne o ma ye adwuma nyina no ye ka so ye di obi ho adanse ye adwuma pa a nipa no eya ye ma Mavis Hawa Koomson eye number 1 a metimi di nensase ne bo edi adanse pa edi ama ye ma Mavis Hawa Koomson ti award a ye de ma na nkofo eka se won deserve award bia ne ade no se wono mo eya adwina enye de bia de musia ye nkonenti ensema award information minister ye ma Fatima Abubakar wode atu edwane ye ba besi hu nkonya na fei ye di eho enkomo award na.
This defeat is a vote that tells you there's no time to go patting yourself on the back.
Samson, respectfully, I disagree with that position. And also because I have insights as to the process that brought about this awards. I remember somewhere April or May 2024, when I was acting as a representative of the president at our ministry, even before I was sworn in as substantive minister. Letters were written to us from the chief director of the presidency that the president is going to do this national awards and honors. And for the public sector, the ministry should do further distribution to their sector agencies and allies. If they have any nominations, then the ministries will compile them and then submit them for the committee set up at Jubilee House to do the vetting. Personally, I just submitted to my chief director. I did not think that most of the ministers that are so far, those I have spoken to, they didn't nominate themselves. Their names were included in nominations that came from their sector. So I remember very well, you mentioned Erastus. So those whose names have been mentioned, let me start referring to them. He was nominated by the Ghana Journalists Association. And the president felt that it's important, if this is what the GJA wants, it is not presidential awards, it's national awards. It's the states honoring people whose sectors or endeavors have been so good that their peers, people in the space, have decided to award them. So I didn't find anything wrong with that. And you know, the mandate of the president ends on Monday. And even after we lost the election, all the activities that were already listed on our calendar for the year, he still went ahead to complete them, respectfully. I am also very saddened that if they want to make a reference to why the awards shouldn't have happened, they mention Honorable Hawa Koomson's name. And I am confused about one thing. Is it the case that unanimously we are saying that ministers should not be given national awards or honors?
That's the view. That's the view of someone like Kofi.
Is that the case that there is no precedent to ministers of states receiving national honors, and President Akufo-Addo is the first president to give awards or honors to his ministers? Secondly, looking at Honorable Hawa Koomson, you know, in Ghana, I say bad news sells. People just say, oh, we've heard that she pulled a gun, and then just brand her as somebody. Speaking as a lawyer, respectfully, senior, is pulling a gun a crime in Ghana?
Oh my
No, I am asking because three of us are lawyers.
There's a senior before me, so I will not respond to that.
You know, three of us are lawyers. And sometimes it is so sad that something will be said about you, you will be prosecuted in the court of public opinion, and then you will be convicted by the public, and that news will continue to spread without context, without being prosecuted and convicted by a competent court of jurisdiction. But that tag, already you will suffer the defamation, and at every instance, if you're a woman, it's even worse.
Don't you think that the reference to her work would have been better if it was anchored on her supervision of the ambulances?
And that is what I am coming to. I just want
because that's great work that she supervised, and then that was left out.
I wanted to address the elephant in the room. The ministers who were recipients of the awards were in the public sector category. There were several categories. But let me tell you, Honorable Hawa Koomson is one of the most competent women I have ever come across. And you can check her track record from every sector she has worked in. She went to Ministry of Special Development Initiatives. There were only 55 ambulances in this country. She led the procurement and execution of 307 ambulances and refurbishment of the National Ambulance Services and giving them workshops and everything. She delivered that.
That did not come up. That's my
and I'm saying because the processes, most of them were handled behind the scene. Not just that. When she went to the Fisheries Ministry as the sector minister, the historic record of this government in the fisheries sector, having set up 2 of the 4 fishing harbors in the country, Elmina Fishing Harbor, Jamestown Fishing Harbor, during her tenure as Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture, and the establishment of 13 landing beach sites across the coastal belt. Not just that, those of us who know her personally know her to be someone who is strong-willed, who is aggressive when it comes to her work, and will not stop at anything until she gets results.
Okay.
I think that narrative should also be put in context. Right. She was awarded for the category of public sector, having excelled as her work as minister in those public institutions, and was duly nominated by the people she worked with.
All right.
So I think it is only fair. If there is a position that we shouldn't award ministers in this country, they are not deserving of national honors universally. If that is given, I am not so into awards. In fact, those who nominate me for other awards, I barely show up.
All right.
But I mean, if that is the position, fine.
You are like me. You are like me. I reject some of them myself. Let me quickly go to Prof. We need a bit of time so we can make brief comments on the.
We've heard this based on the
Yes, Joyce.
Because of something.
Right. I was any pay quote information minister Fatima Abubakar nene electric ye transfer fee ye din sem no so mo enkomo na enkomo.
Well, sir, onipa bia no, eso onipa fi for natamfo.
Yeah.
Na otie ye sister Fatima Abubakar sama wo ka no. Mene no ebe ya adwe baabi. Say Hawa Koomson obeye Minister for Aquaculture. Any ade I think say there are so many things so omo sabi tu esisu di ache.
Yeah.
Enti award na de man no ma just say bi kura comment on je say sisi adapada adan ya mani bi o ensemble out chairs ni po bi say na dwan block be so mi yes ni bi sense mo nti o to na abati say sisi abrada pa yakwa koma na abasoba kawadi beji enti say people are always trying to make mockery of a very serious thing. So at I say any say na man Hawa Koomson in say ne tenure as Minister for Aquaculture and Fisheries now. Why adwuma ayi na no baby Cape Coast baby on kusi fishing harbor say sebenyo ne sikwa na nsa so and aba plus other things. It is Yaman award nipa na osman no one the fish na adwuma was here so na nti wabo na baso o fa ho bai o de other aside there you also wo no the ulem na yero na ye ni na ebrebi so a onso so yetumi abo abaso se de etie na fata no.
Right, I will share live share na comment to go comment section as say FMI yakramo.